It's Tiffy time! Ladies and gentlemen, AR Wrestling wants to welcome you to this week's episode as Raw will take place in Everett, Washington and Minneapolis, Minnesota after Survivor Series War Games.
War Games.
My name is Alex, and always as right beside me is my co-host Ryan. What's poppin'?
What is up, my man? I'm excited. It is post Survivor Series week. Two bangers of an episode of Raw and SmackDown. Let's get right into it, man.
So, as always, sit back, relax, and enjoy. And Ryan, you lead the news this week. What's going on in the wrestling world?
The wrestling world, the main story that we have been well, maybe you can call it the main story if you want to, but big story that we've been following, because I'm at least super very interested in it, is Penta El Zero Muro officially being removed from the AEW roster page. He's now a free agent. This was reported on Thursday, 12/5/24 by Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, I'm pretty sure. And Ray Phoenix at one point tweeted out, "I needed a doctor, and you ignored me for months," posted on
That was today.
12/9/24 today.
That's today.
Before that, it was either Friday or Thursday where he tweeted out something about inhumane treatment, like or like I'll speak
That was
more
yeah.
on
It
it
was like Penta
later,
was on
but
that. Yeah.
it's like there's like inhumane treatment that you can't there is something along the lines. I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but Ray Phoenix, it appears, very not happy with AEW, and appears he's not being treated the best either.
I don't know because if anything, I mean the comparisons of WCW and AEW have been a thing since AEW started. And
Yeah,
WCW was around for 20 years longer before he even had this rivalry with WWE when it did.
facts.
Like the older company lost to the younger company just because, like, I don't even know, dude. Like you could do so much shit in the '90s and get away with it.
Yeah, you definitely could. But with this is very interesting, I think, because it lines up with what CM Punk was kind of talking about when he left AEW. He brought up the fact that when he tore his tricep or broke his foot, there was like inadequate like medical support from AEW. Like he wasn't getting the doctors he needed, he wasn't like getting the medical attention that he really needed, and it was all kind of like on himself for the most part, is what he said. So I find that very interesting that this is lining up now with CM Punk, one of the biggest stars in the industry, and one of the AEW originals and the Lucha Brothers.
I agree, honestly. I think what was I gonna say? I think that AEW is gonna slowly decline because I think more and more of this shit's gonna come out. Because I mean, did you see what Britt Baker said?
No.
Britt goes, I don't know if she said it on TV or what, but she said either give me the push I deserve or I'm leaving. I mean, I don't know how big of a
Oh.
star Britt Baker is, but I keep hearing her name, so I think she's at least a decent star in
She is, yeah. I
AEW.
mean, that's a fair statement to say. She's another, like, it's a term that gets thrown around a lot with the big stars from AEW, but she's another AEW original. She was there for the first ever show. She, I think, competed in like one of the first, like the first ever women's title match. She didn't win it. She wasn't the first ever women's champion, but like she's had a ton of like historic rivalries with Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Moné, if you want to say that, but other people in the company. But
Mercedes Moné is not that good. Sorry,
I kind of
her
like
work in
Mercedes.
WWE was significantly better.
True, big facts.
That's
I
just
can't
my
disagree with
thoughts.
that. I can't disagree with that. But um, I do have a little bit of a tidbit I wanted to add onto this story later on when I'm in the SmackDown review, because there's a very interesting thing that might happen. Again, no reports yet on if anyone is going to WWE or not. Just a lot of speculation right now.
I gotcha. I think honestly, I don't know. I want to see Ray Phoenix and Penta in, and actually like what you could really do then is really push Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio more, and then you have that rivalry on Raw of it's like luchadors versus luchadors, who's a better set of luchadors, and it comes to find out Dragon Lee turns on Rey Mysterio making their LWO. They don't have to call it LWO.
Yeah,
Making
no,
their
definitely.
LWO, and then boom, now we have the next set of lucha stars without having to worry about some little thing going on or going wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Uh, I like that idea of Dragon Lee kind of joining them. There was a faction called Death Triangle where they were involved in AEW. You could run a similar type of thing, a heel group with Dragon Lee in there too.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I think it'd be really interesting. I think even if you bring Penta in as a single star, he's like top heel quality in my opinion. Like he can really freaking go. So I'm excited. Hopefully they both end up in WWE at some point because a match between them, the Usos, them, the Machine Guns, them DIY, them the Profits, like boom, boom,
Dude,
boom,
what
dream,
happened
dream
with
match, dream match,
DIY
dream
on
match.
Friday had me so
Oh my
like I don't know, something about them had me just like a twisted side of me was just so happy to see that.
Oh yeah, me too. That was what was needed. It's what was needed.
So, I mean, are you ready to get into Monday Night Raw then, so we can
Oh
pop
yeah,
our
I'm
bin there?
definitely ready. Hell yeah.
All right, so getting into Raw, we get a replay of the highlights from Survivor Series War Games, and we see Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods walk in, noticeably separately. So that was interesting enough. CM Punk, he was there. He walks into Sammy and Jay. Punk yeets to Jay, and Sammy and him shake hands. But yeah, long camera follows him into Gorilla into the ramp, and Punk um as he's coming out, we see Roman stopping Punk at War Games. Now collected 104 million views on Instagram Reels alone. So I mean, just imagine the magnitude this has done for this story alone with Punk and his comeback after Hell in a Cell, and then now Roman um, getting his lick back on Solo after Crown Jewel,
Mm-hmm.
and then so before Punk even gets his promo, as we all know, he gets his um, sorry, ah, he gets his CM Punk chance as usual because you know it's CM Punk. Why wouldn't you want to cheer him on? He is the Second City Saint, the best in the world.
Damn straight. Voice of the voiceless.
And as I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to find. I want to know how much it gathered on TikTok. TikTok only had 22 million.
Mm. Only.
Yeah, that sounds really bad. Only 22 million, but point still stands that like dude, this has so much magnitude to it,
It does. Punk
and
is one of the biggest stars, like undeniably.
so I want to know what I'm kind of curious on what. Do you have a thought on what his favor is going to be asked of Heyman? Like, do you have a
Ooh,
thought of what it could be?
a favor he could ask for from Paul Heyman.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is
It's
Paul
Paul
Heyman.
Heyman. Feel like if Roman gets a title, well, maybe Solo, because we're talking about Heyman potentially leaving Roman.
I think he might be going to Solo if he leaves Roman, to be honest.
hmm Yeah,
But I think
I'm
he does
thinking
it
that
in the
too.
brainwash sense. Like Solo's been brainwashing him this entire time.
He's been manipulated. Solo's
Exactly.
become the manipulator now. But I think Punk is going to use that favor in some way like, to get at Roman. He's going to do something to like antagonize Roman in some. I really don't know. Like,
What if Roman loses or takes the title off Cody? And
oh my gosh,
I
oh
know,
my
I know
god,
we could run it back the third time, but bro, I think we're
crazy.
all kind of fucking tired of it because Cody just beat Roman for the title. So the sense that it makes to have Roman beat Cody there's none really.
I mean, two top stars trading the biggest belt in the industry. I mean, there's
I
like
mean, do
a
you want
big
to
of a
make it
story
like
you
a
can
Randy
tell with
Orton
that.
and John Cena thing back in the like the late 2000s,
No, I want
early
to turn it into a
2010s?
Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin thing.
Well, I guess you could call Randy Orton and John Cena our modern day. Well, was our at the time modern day Austin and Rock. I think
In
so,
a
at
sense,
least.
you know.
Well, you got to think they had to go PG.
Yeah, they
Fucking
did, but I
TV
mean,
ratings. Anyways, let's get right into this promo. So we go. The last time we saw Punk, he was at the top of the ramp, and we learned we didn't know Punk's future, but he is here live and in living color after a career-ending War Games match. Love that shout out. And Punk knows exactly where he's going. He's done. He's done put the personal beef behind. You know, he's done with McIntyre. He's helped out Paul Heyman, and we start getting ECW chants. And he knows what the future holds. And he gets up on the second rope, pointing. You know, he's just pointing at something. But he goes, no one could see his vision. But there isn't. I mean, there isn't a sign there. But he knows what the future of CM Punk holds. There's multiple roads to take. There's different ways to finish your story. Kind of a hint at Cody Rhodes.
hmm
And we got Rumble and the Chamber right around the corner. Meaning, good news, he has a favor or two in his pocket to get to where he needs to go. And he invites us to go on this journey with him before Seth freaking Rollins comes out. And Punk and Rollins kind of stare off on opposite sides of the ring, like, dude, oh my
Oh
God, I was
my
happy about this.
God, this is
I was
amazing.
loving this. This entire time we hear, whoa, like, Rollins thing. And then we get CM Punk chants, and he goes, or Rollins goes, he's been thinking a lot. He goes, I really could have knocked your ass out last year at Survivor Series when you came back to WWE, but I pitied you. And Rollins regrets that every single day since Punk's return. And over that year, a lot has gotten in the way. Punk's got hurt. Rollins had titles to defend. He had a bloodline to take down. And the last time Rollins seen Punk, he had pity for him again. He brings up Punk being barely able to walk after Hell in a Cell. And after Saturday, seeing Punk next to Roman, it became clear that it was time for Rollins to fix his mistakes. And that's when Rollins, he starts taking off his jacket and he goes, "There's nothing in the way of Rollins. There's nothing in the way of Punk. The only thing between them is air and hatred. And tonight is the night Rollins puts Punk on his ass."
Oh my
Noticeably,
God.
Noticeably, I don't know if you really paid attention to this. Punk has stayed calm throughout this entire thing. Rollins is the
hmm
one getting all riled up, and
Oh
so
yeah.
Punk, he fires it back. He goes, "You talk too much and you don't listen too much. 6 months ago, you were champ. Now you have nothing. I know where I'm going, and you're not my future." He goes, "You're not my future, kid." I was like, "Ooh, little sting." And
Mm.
Punk, he goes, "I don't even think about you. I got things to do," and he wants Rollins to stay out of his business. And Rollins fires back with, "You talk too much and you don't listen enough." And Rollins shoves Punk, and Rollins and Punk kind of tussle for a little bit before Sammy, ooh,
Ooh,
so,
Sammy
and
Uso.
main event, Jay, ooh, so, come out to separate them, and Sammy's with Seth, and Jay is with Punk. I don't know to kind of just put that there just to see if there's something that you picked up from that, but I did notice that there's kind of there's the relationship they both have. Like Sammy and Seth kind of, they still kind of hate or Sammy still hates the bloodline, so does Seth, but they're doing it. They only did it because of what you would say family or whatever. Same with Jay
Yeah.
and Punk.
hmm
But Pierce and Rollins, no, Jay was with Punk because of their history back when Punk was his original stint in the WWE. I remember that. There was a lot of matches with them.
Yeah.
But Pearson officials come out, and Rollins asks Punk if he's asks Punk if he is his business now, and Rollins says, "Yeah, get out of here, whatever. You two, Jay, run along to Roman." As Sammy's coming out, or Sammy goes, "I get you're angry though. You don't get to talk to Jey Uso that way."
Damn
And
straight.
Rollins goes, "Sammy, you're right. I'm a little pissed off. Jay's your family. Jay's family. What's your excuse? You're not family, man." We get Sammy Uso chants, and we goes, Rollins loves Sammy Uso. If you're family with Roman, then you got to be family with me. And Sammy goes, "I didn't ask for Punk. I didn't even want Punk, but he was willing to help, and Sammy was willing to take it." Look, Sammy asked Rollins twice. He even wanted Rollins, and Rollins said no twice. And Rollins couldn't join them because he's too damn stubborn. Rollins goes, "What did Sammy want?" And Rollins calls Roman a monster again. And Sammy, like I said, like 2 weeks ago on this fucking podcast, the monster that Roman Reigns is now Seth Rollins created. The monster
Damn
you stabbed
straight.
in the back 10 years ago. At this point, it's like 10.5.
Yeah.
But Rollins takes credit for what he did. He's apologized for what he did. And Rollins says Sammy did the same shit at Royal Rumble, 2023?
Yep.
Because
Or
Roman
no.
was the scum of the earth.
Yes. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
Roman was
You're
the
right.
scum of the earth. Rollins understands why Sammy did what he did. And he brings up WrestleMania 40 about how they all banded together to take down the bloodline. And he goes, Roman hasn't changed. He hasn't apologized. And Punk's a snake and says he even hasn't changed. And says Sammy's too gullible and naive. And Rollins calls Sammy stupid. And Sammy
Ooh.
goes, seems to him that Rollins is very, real angry. And Sammy wants him versus Rollins tonight. Rollins accepts.
This is insane. This is like a 20-minute long segment, and damn, were they spitting fire the whole time.
Damn!
Damn.
That was awesome. But I don't know if you saw after War Games, Damien jumps Finn, but after yeah, like I said, after War Games, it was on like Twitter or something. And the Judgment Day come in and help Finn out, basically take out Damien, basically neutralizing his arm even more.
Damn straight. Smashed it onto a box.
And then after this, we get obviously Judgment Day in the locker room, and Liv asks Finn why he went and dealt with Damien. It says Dom Dom couldn't get the job done. And now Damien is walking around in his sling thanks to Finn Balor. And he talks about Liv needing to remember she's got EO at Saturday night's main event. And Liv hopes Finn knows what he's doing. And he goes, of course I do. Look what I got. And Finn asks Dom to keep an eye on Finn after Finn leaves. Because I think, I'm telling you, Finn's trying to take over.
He's trying to take over it all. He wants to be the leader.
That's what I'm saying. And so this leads us into our first match of the night. Damage Control versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Damage Control being Io Sky and Kyrie Sade. Oh, shit. But Raquel and Liv come out and attack Io, and Rhea comes to the save. Liv runs basically like a pussy. Oh, this is all after the match. Shit, my bad. I think this was just to kind of. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, let's backtrack. Yeah, this match, honestly, it kind of bored me just because I'm not a big Raquel Rodriguez fan, but I kind of wish Damage Control would have won this match. I didn't even put Liv Morgan.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
I don't know.
It basically was Raquel Rodriguez. At the end of it, Liv Morgan was basically beaten dead, and fucking Raquel Rodriguez comes in there with the power bomb to save it all.
That's bad.
Which I feel like that's like basically. I mean, it works obviously to have somebody there to defend your title for you while you're in the match or something. But
yeah,
I'd also kind of like to see Liv Morgan. I feel like I say this all the time, but I'd like to see Liv Morgan be a little bit more on her own. I'd like to have Raquel Rodriguez there, even though I'm not a big fan of her. I think the pairing just works.
the pairing does work very well, I think.
But yeah, I do like Liv Morgan as champion, though.
Agreed. I mean, but after the match, Raquel and Liv attack Io, and then Rhea comes to the save. Liv runs. Rhea goes toe to toe with Raquel, but Rhea goes for Riptide, and Raquel counters. And Rhea sends Raquel to the outside, but Liv comes and jumps Rhea. And as Rhea runs her into the post, Raquel sends Rhea eye first into the announce table. But Rhea ends up getting held back by security. That's what I agree. Like that and the Braun Breaker thing from last week was just fucking, my God.
Oh my God.
And so.
Disgusting.
Bobby needs her title back.
I agree.
But after this match, the second match of the night is my favorite. We're going to get into a little segment with Kathy Kelly and Gunther first. And Finn walks in as soon as Gunther gets introduced. And Finn basically he demands a title shot and says he beat Damien each time that Gunther beat Damien each time because of Finn. And Gunther never asked for Finn's help and never needed his help. Unlike Finn, Dom was the one who scored a win over Damien. And unlike Finn, Gunther has some pull around here, being world champ and all. And Gunther goes, I'll go talk to Pierce real quick, setting up a match for him and Dominic.
hmm which
Interesting.
is damn dream match territory.
All right, buddy. Okay. Okay. That's Dominic Mysterio we're talking about here.
Damn straight, bro. I can't wait to watch him get murdered by the Ring General.
And now we get into our second match of the night. My favorite win of the night.
For
The
real.
first
For
round triple
real.
threat for the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament. Dakota Kai versus Shayna Baszler versus Katana Chance. My fucking pick, Dakota Kai. If she doesn't win this, I riot.
I think I agree. I don't think they showed the like full roster for this tournament yet, and if they did, then I missed it.
They did. I missed. I
I
did
missed it.
because the other matches are. I had the other matches right after this. But this match, honestly, dude,
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
right there. I didn't
think
even look.
I think it was a good way for Dakota Kai to get her name back out there because especially with the promo video that she had like 2 weeks ago, a week ago,
hmm
something like that,
hmm
where she was talking about how she needs to get back on her feet and everything. I think that's a I think this is a good way to get her started, especially against Shayna Baszler, because Shayna's been doing her thing. She's been dominant, and Katana Chance, kind of just throw that third one in there. I mean,
Right.
that's how a lot of this is, though, because a lot of these names you haven't seen in a long time. Like there's other matches in the tournament, being Zoe Stark versus Raquel versus Kaden Carter. We haven't seen Kaden Carter in a while. Lyra
hmm
Valkyria versus Zelina Vega versus Ivy Nile. I don't remember the last time we saw Lyra. And we got Alba Fire versus Kyrie Sane versus Natalia. I haven't seen Natalia or Alba Fire since I don't know when.
Oh, we thought Natalia was going to join Perfusion Collective.
That's what we thought for the longest time, and then nothing's
Yeah,
come out yet.
nothing happened.
Did that story just die? Like, I'm confused.
Apparently. But I agree with you. My pick for this is Dakota Kai, and if it's not Dakota Kai, then it's Lyra Valkyria. Because
I want
looking at
Ivy
this,
Nile.
Ivy Nile. Ooh,
Yes.
that's a good call too. That's a good call too. But I think Dakota Kai's the right pick, honestly.
Honestly, like it sounds kind of crazy for saying this, but I wouldn't mind Raquel. Have her and Liv be that duo that has the champion
That would be pretty cool.
that quite literally runs the women's division on Raw.
Yeah, that would be pretty dope. And I mean, Raquel's like a pretty dominant champion. That she'd be pretty. I just said I'm not gonna try to say dominant 2 times in a row, but she'd be a pretty good champion. I feel like,
I do too. Honestly, I
especially
think
with
we
the
have
pairing
our.
of Liv Morgan you
So,
just mentioned.
do we have AR Wrestling's top three picks for this tournament?
Um, I
Top
think
four.
so.
We
I think
got
so.
top
Yeah,
four.
top
Dakota
four.
Kai being number one. Number two,
hmm
Lyra Valkyria. Number
Yeah.
three, Ivy Nile. Number
Yeet.
four, Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeet. Oh
But
yeah,
if we're
solid
gonna go with
picks.
one solid pick, I'm out of those four, I'm picking Dakota Kai. If Dakota Kai
Dakota
doesn't win it,
Kai.
I'm picking Raquel, to be honest.
Very
I'm gonna
dope.
pick Raquel for
Freaking
this.
Dakota, and my second one's Lyra, but mostly Dakota, please, because of everything that she's had happen to her the past few years, and the fact that she
This
just
girl
needs this
needs
opportunity.
a singles title run.
Yes, let her
And
cook.
so after this though, we get into
Um,
everybody is
uh,
anticipating to be one of the best moments of the night. The New Day 10-year promo video. We get to
this
see their
is insane.
debut, the WrestleMania Booty-O's entrance. We get to see some other highlights. The debut of Booty-O's, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon dancing with them. Kofi's WWE Championship win. Xavier Woods King of the Ring win. Big E's Money in the Bank cash in. Big E's cash in, or Money in the Bank win. Big E's cash in was successful. We can see some more highlights of some past matches. Them hosting WrestleMania to close it out. And then after this, right before we go to commercial, we see Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston making their way separately to the ring.
Oh man, I was not ready
I
for this.
I was not either. But you know
I
what I
was
also was not ready
not.
for?
What?
So me and Kaylee, we're watching Raw, right? And the Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn confirmed for main event, like the graphic comes up. I don't know if this is the exact graphic I have, but Kaylee goes, he looks like he's rolling in some trash.
Oh my god.
I was like, word.
Oh, that's so fun. She ain't wrong though. She looks nasty.
uh,
Ew.
ew. So after this, though, Adam Pearce, he's in the ring. The ring is covered in memorabilia. So we see the old bronze and black tag titles. And he introduces the New Day. We see the Bootios box at the top of the ramp. We get to see more memorabilia. We get to see the trombone. We get to see Xavier's cape. We get to see it all, dude. And
Oh,
we see them being 12-time tag champions, 7-time WWE tag team champions, 4-time WWE or 4-time World Tag Team Champions, and a 1-time NXT Tag Champions. Pierce congratulates them, and he gets the crowd chanting, "New Day
Day
rocks,
rocks.
New Day
New Day
rocks."
rocks.
And Xavier, he opens the promo with, "It's your boys, the New Day."
Day.
And Xavier just wanted to come out here and say thank you for being a part and successful in WWE for 10 years. Kofi goes, it's been a hell of a ride. Never in his wildest dreams he thought he wouldn't be here. And y'all know who else we thought we couldn't do it without? And the crowd is going, whoo, 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 whoo. And he goes, you guys, the fans. And we start getting Big E chants. And Xavier goes, we know we want him back too, guys. But with all that said, we wanted to come out here face to face with y'all. And what he's about to say isn't the fans' fault, but they have nothing but love for the fans. And Kofi goes, him and Woods talked about the New Day going forward. And my prediction, before the rumors were even coming out, I just had a prediction. I want to point that out. Big E, he comes out. He doesn't look happy at all. Big E chants rain down. He goes, I can't thank the fans enough. He goes, I wish he was here under different circumstances, but to see Kofi and Xavier argue, it hurt him. When they started this 10 years ago, they were all they had. Kofi, almost 10 years ago, you considered retirement. I didn't even fucking know that.
I didn't
Xavier,
know that either.
10 years ago, they were very, very close to firing you with me. And he said that they were there for him for hours in the hospital together after he broke his neck. He was in a neck brace shortly after Kofi's daughter was born. He got to hold Kofi's daughter for the first time. He was in person there for Xavier after his King of the Ring win. And what they built means something to a lot of people. And it damn sure means a lot to Big E. Until he is medically cleared, he's going to remind Kofi and Xavier who they are. He's going to be there every single week to serve as their manager. And E chants rain down. E, 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 E. And Xavier starts, before he even gets to talk, New Day Rocks chants pour down. He goes, now you want to come back? After you watch us fight, now you want to come back?
Oh no.
E, you left us.
You left us.
And Big E's like, I broke my neck. And dude, I know like Kofi fired back like quick after this, but Tommaso Ciampa tweeted out, I broke my neck, ... Just saying. Damn. The Hurricane,
Wow.
Shane Helms. I broke my neck and I came back. Hashtag, what's up with that?
Oh my god.
And
Why are we
Kofi,
throwing shade at Big E? It's
dude, those are the two. Bro, there's more
Big E.
Twitter beef that
Oh no.
that we have yet to get into. So trust.
Oh my god.
And Kofi goes, you left us. So what about your neck? Stone Cold Steve Austin broke his neck and he came back. Kurt Angle broke his neck and he came back. Edge broke his neck and he came back. I like that. I like that
Kurt
name
Angle
drop.
wrestled with. He
A
wrestled with a
broken
broken
freaking
neck.
neck.
A broken
It's
fitting.
true.
Yeah.
It's damn
It's
true.
damn true.
And Xavier goes, we didn't change. We didn't evolve for you. Xavier, as big as a man, or no, Kofi goes, as big as a man as you are, you mean to tell me a long time ago if you wanted to? Biggie says has been trying everything, and Xavier brings up his Achilles injury. He's like, I came back for you. Kofi goes, if you truly cared, you would have been here a long time ago. Nah, you chose your new life over us. You chose your office job over us. You chose your new girlfriend over us.
Ooh.
And Xavier goes, dude, Biggie, you're a burden. They say that they all say the they always say the same thing when we go out. We miss E. We miss E. Yeah, we miss too. But obviously, E doesn't miss us. And Kofi goes, our philosophy has always been about brotherhood. We before me. Let's tell them what's really going on. You're not actually hurt, but you, broken neck or not, you chose yourself over us. Matter of fact, E, or Xavier goes, a matter of fact, E, and you are never going to be medically cleared. And since that's the case, why don't you get the fuck out? He didn't say this. Why don't you get the hell out of this ring and get back to your desk job where you belong, and we'll call you if we need you. But Biggie goes, he's not going to let, are you really going to let those away? Not after a decade. And Biggie goes for a hug, and Kofi stops him. And he's like, so what, that's it? It's over? That's it? This is all off the mic, by the way. Like, the mics are dropped. And Biggie goes, it's done? And Xavier has not looked at Biggie whatsoever. And Xavier and Kofi stare off, and they go, it's just us. And they do a little handshake in the ring. New heel day? Or heel new day? I fuck with it.
I fuck with it hard.
I don't know if you saw as well, but Karrion Kross is all I wanted you to see a new day.
It all eventually worked. Yeah, Kross's plan worked.
Close it out. So I got a personal thought on all of this.
Oh, yeah?
What if this is Big E's way of telling us he's almost cleared to come back, but he's just leading us on? He's just leading him back by the Royal Rumble? And if so, does he eliminate Woods and Kingston?
I like it. I like it a lot. If this is Big E subliminally saying, like, I'm almost good to come back and we're going to build a storyline for me to come back, then, like, I really hope that's what it is. And if not, then, like, holy shit, the fact that they just did this.
Dude, and that's what I'm saying. And then there's already some Twitter beef with everyone right now. At Wrestling Humble on X tweeted out, Kofi Kingston losing the world title in 6 seconds was the correct decision. And I hope Xavier Woods never wins a singles title in his career. Damn.
Damn.
But now my favorite part of my favorite Twitter beef, Chris Yim, who I believe is Mia Yim's, who is also known as Mi Chin. I think it's her sister, who is dating Big E. She tweeted out after the segment, nah, when we bought our home, I was looking forward to having the boys over. ... I was mentally planning to make 2 different meals to accommodate at True Kofi vegan ass and at Austin Creed wins childish ass palate. But since y'all want to be ungrateful crybaby ass bitches, y'all can choke. Woods replies, looks like I dodged the bullet not having to pretend to enjoy a bland ass meal. Yim fires back. The meal would have to be bland as your singles run to accommodate your underdeveloped taste buds. But Yim later tweets, you know what? My bad. I should have been more understanding than the given circumstances. If the biggest achievement of my 10-plus year career was a Burger King crown, I'd be a hating ass bitch too. And then she tweets, but for real, it was easy for him to start a life with me because I actually have his fucking back and don't ever play about mine. Instead of worrying about what we doing over here at True Kofi needs to work on that bird ass chest, and Austin Creed wins need to on actually winning a singles title. She was throwing straight heat. Like, dude,
she was throwing heat.
I was looking for answers from Kofi and Xavier, and the only ones that I said were the ones that I could find.
Wow.
Straight Twitter beef. Holy shit.
Insane, bro.
This is insane, Zelda. She has no clue what the fuck's going on.
I don't even know where to go from here.
That's what I'm saying.
With the New Day.
That's what I'm saying.
Like what happens next?
Big E returns.
Well, I think I know what happens next. And it has a little bit to do with the next promo that you're going to go after, because I think that these two are about to get gunned down by the Wyatt Six.
Oh, okay. So we get Karrion Kross.
I really do.
Dude, that match is tonight. Oh yeah, I'm fucking
happy.
That's
tonight.
Karrion Kross, he got the promo video. Throughout his life, he's done some fucked up shit and enjoyed it. He didn't say fucked up, obviously. He goes, he's done some messed up shit. We get to replay of Bo saying, "Your hands will be forever crimson, scarlet, red." We see a replay of Scarlett being attacked and replay of Kross coming into what he saw. And Kross wants the Wyatt Six next week. He goes, congratulations. It worked. TikTok. Oh shit, Ryan. He's cooking now.
Oh,
This match is gonna be
bro,
fucking
he's
crazy.
cooking. I'm pumped,
I
man.
wish they would
This
have put
is
the
gonna be
women into
so
this match,
fucking
dude. Just add more to it.
fun. Make it a tornado, like fucking 10-man with mixed tag
I
match.
wouldn't even say I have to do a tornado. Just make it a 10-man tag match. Like, and just then when the women come
Yeah,
in, they have to come in. The women can't fight the men, or the men can't fight
yeah.
the
No, I
women,
mean that
but
works. Yeah,
the women can fight the men. Gender equality.
that works. Gender equality,
So
damn
Rhea
straight.
Ripley, after this though, walks into damage control, being Io and Kyrie, and tells Io whoever leaves Saturday Night's main event champion is who she's going after. I would like to see I'd like to see some with Io and Rhea. That'd be interesting. I mean, they're good friends IRL. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I've heard that they're real friends, and yeah, I think
play into
that
that.
I'd like to see this as like an actual rivalry.
That's what I'm saying.
If you wanted to like you said, if you wanted to play into that.
And so another rivalry that mommy has. Dominic Mysterio. He's taking on Gunther, and JD and Carlito are walking with him, and Dom stops and says he's got this. Basically, Dom got thrown around like a rag doll this entire fucking match. And Gunther takes the win, but after the match, Finn attacks Gunther, hitting him with a sling blade and a coup de grace. Finn tells Dom to watch and learn, kid, and Finn hits two more coup de grace and ends up throwing the title onto Gunther and says to Dom, "That's how it's done." Uh oh.
Wow, wow.
Uh oh.
So I'm gonna real quick touch on what I've been talking about this entire time during the Damian Priest feud. Where like I don't like the fact that Gunther has to look weak. I liked this though. This kind of made sense. Like Finn was kind of using Dominic to goat Gunther into like a position where he could really sneak attack him.
That's what I'm saying. I fuck with that. Like I want to see
So
Gunther do more, and the fact of him being
mhm,
a weak champion and him coming out and just absolutely freaking dominating.
yeah,
But we'll see when that.
I would like to see this Finn feud turn into Finn using his brains against or against Gunther's brawn, essentially. Like that's what it should just really boil down to. It could be pretty simple, but it could be really good. I feel like with
Yep.
these two,
Simple.
simple.
And after this, we get to see Kathy Kelly with Pete Dunne, and he's got a match against Truth. And do you think Truth, or do you, no, she asks, you got a match against Truth, or do you think that Truth has a match against Pete Dunne, or do you think he has a match against, and Pete like, before she can finish it, Pete goes, stop. Pete says it's Pete Dunne versus Truth. And this basically takes us into Jey Uso getting attacked backstage. The culprit is nowhere to be seen. Who do we think it is?
Yeah, I think it's the guy that closes out the show.
I want your opinion on that. I don't want to get there. I forgot about that.
When we get there, yeah, when we get there, that's who I think it is.
But this is basically, it's not even a squash match. It's a quick 1-2-3 roll up by Truth. Like Truth's getting his ass beat, and then Pete Dunne gets distracted, and Truth comes in for the roll up for the 1-2-3 because the crowd was chanting Butch, and Pete got distracted. And so Pete
Hmm.
Dunne tries to run after Truth, but Truth gets away just in time.
We love Truth.
That's what I'm saying. Love.
We goddamn love Truth. Every great episode of Raw, which I genuinely think this is a really great episode of Raw. Genuinely, every great episode of Raw needs a little bit of our Truth in it.
I think Monday Night Raw wouldn't be where it's at with our Truth. Change my mind.
Well, you're not wrong. Like genuinely though. No. I mean, not even just our Truth. Like the art, like the idea of like a character like our Truth. Like the fact that like at the very beginning of the show, you get the super heated, long promo of Seth and Punk, like finally getting physical for the first time and like throwing those bombshells of words at each other at the beginning. You get the emotional breakup of not the breakup, but you get everything that happens with the New Day in the middle of it. And then you get a fun little break of like, oh, we get to all laugh at our truth now in the middle of it. Like it's freaking great. Yeah, everything on Raw. It's a variety show.
Hell yeah. It's chaos.
It's
You know who does bring
chaos, but it's
chaos?
amazing
The
chaos, and I love it.
unpredictable
Who?
badass. Braun Breaker, who's backstage with Kathy Kelly, and she brings up Sheamus having a cracked rear about War Games, and Breaker goes, "It was a great challenge for me." And Kaiser walks in and says that championship wouldn't have been his if Breaker waited like just 2 seconds to hit for whatever the fuck happened. I forgot. And says he's happy. He's just happy that he put an end to Sheamus and that there's nothing stopping him from winning the Intercontinental Championship and bringing it back to Imperium. And Breaker goes, "I accept that. I'll go talk to I'll go talk to Pierce." So as long as he is champ, Kaiser will never hold the championship. And Breaker gives Kaiser props for what happened on Saturday, but says that Kaiser needs to get out of Gunther's shadow because Gunther's stock is going down. Oh, even Breaker's noticing it.
Imperium's gonna break up soon, man.
I'm telling you.
And I like the faction too much to fully support it, but I really, really want Kaiser to go out on his own now. Especially after that triple threat. Just don't turn him into fucking Vinci, where you don't use him except for 2 weeks in a vignette and then get him rolled up and throw him out.
And then literally have him fucking be in one backstage segment with Carmelo.
Yeah, literally. Like, I feel like you could genuinely make Kaiser in a couple. He's young, in all fairness. So
Kaiser's
in
like
a
30.
while, I feel like he could be.
I think like Kaiser's like 33.
Exactly. Like, in terms of like your wrestling career, like he's young. So I feel like he really has time to build to be the main event guy that if they wanted to build him into that. But right now I really see Kaiser fitting into like the very top of the mid card role once he's away from Gunther.
That's true. I like that.
Like he's somebody who could really challenge Gunther's longest IC title reign or just go on multiple really long, really good IC or US title reigns even.
He's 34. I was
maybe have him
I
win
was
Money in the Bank
getting
and
on the money.
maybe have him win Money in the Bank at some point.
His birthday's 2 days before mine.
Ooh. Interesting.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait. God damn it. I hate Google so much. Now it's just out of curiosity. Kaiser is 8 years older than Tiffany Stratton, almost 9. Interesting.
Wow. Interesting.
All right, now where are we at? All right, so Pierce is backstage, and Sammy's coming in, asking what happened, and he asks who did it, and Pierce asks him who he thinks did it, and Sammy goes, "I think I know who did it." And he's gonna go whip his ass out in the ring. We go to commercial, we come back, Pierce is on the phone.
Whip Seth Rollins' ass.
Finn walks in. Finn wants to know when his title match is, and Pierce says, well, he's lucky that the War Raiders aren't there tonight. Because Finn says he doesn't care about the War Raiders, and Finn gets his match against Gunther at Saturday night's main event because Gunther's already come and talked to Pierce, and Pierce says that they talk next week about his other title defense. And Finn's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? So, the way Pierce made it sound made me think that he's going to have a tag title match at Saturday night's main event, too.
That's what I was thinking.
So, Finn's going to have to, like, fight the War Raiders and then immediately go into a world title match with Gunther.
I think that's fair.
I think that's fair, yeah. I think that is fair.
Yeah, that's fair. So,
but I think that'd be pretty good, too, because if anyone could... I freaking love Finn Balor, just nonetheless. Like, I still do. Like, even though he hasn't gotten the push that he deserves, even though he's still a heel character, this slimy little heel character, he's still, like, probably my favorite wrestler in WWE, period. Even more than Gunther, even though I always say I like Gunther the most. It's just Finn Balor, period. And so I really want to see how they kind of play this. If Finn is kind of portrayed as, like, the dominant heel that's coming up on the roster where he does survive. Well, maybe he loses a tag match to the War Raiders, but then even gives Gunther a run for his money still.
I'd be happy if the War Raiders won.
Who knows? Yeah, I definitely want the War Raiders to win. I think it's long. I think they should have won the first match that they had with Judgment Day.
I agree with that, actually. So, to get into our main event, We got Seth freaking Rollins versus Sammy. Ooh, so
Ooh,
and
so
basically, like I just something I noticed. Rollins during the match says, "I didn't want this fight. I know you don't want this fight. My fight's with Punk, not with you." And Sammy slaps him, and Sammy goes, "I know that it was you," referring to Jay. You know, obviously Jay being attacked. And Rollins says it wasn't him. Sammy grabs a chair and tells Rollins to admit that he was attacked or that he attacked Jay. And Rollins says maybe you should ask Punk. And Rollins rolls up Sammy for the win. And after the match, Rollins says he loves Sammy and says Sammy needs to start using his head more. Again, he didn't attack Jey Uso. Um, Besides all that, all the verbiage
he didn't
between
attack Jey
them, all
Uso.
the what is that called? Dialogue. The match was actually pretty good,
Hmm.
I think itself.
Oh my gosh, bro! Let these two cook all the time. It was
Awesome.
amazing.
That was
I love watching Sami Zayn and fucking Seth wrestle. I never even knew I did.
it's good.
But man, oh man, man, oh man. A fire match followed by a fire angle afterwards, though.
The question we all have: who attacked Jey Uso?
Who attacked Jey Uso?
I think
I think it's the man that Claymored Sami Zayn's head off as the show
I
closed
think it
out.
was as well. I think it was Drew
Drew
McIntyre.
McIntyre.
And now
Drew McIntyre in a
I'm trying to
hoodie.
figure out where the fuck this builds. Is it because they tagged with Sammy? Or not Sammy, they tagged with Punk?
Yeah, because they tagged with Punk or they tagged with Roman. All of it. Like, Drew's hated Roman this entire time. Like, he's never forgiven Roman. He's always hated Sammy and Jay because of their involvement with the bloodline. And so now he has double the reason to hate them. He's like, okay, you guys went back to Roman. You guys teamed up with Punk. What? All in the span of like the 2 months that I've been gone, everybody is like gone buddy buddy with CM Punk and Roman Reigns
Everybody
now.
loves CM
So now
Punk.
Drew McIntyre. So now Drew McIntyre has reason to flip his shit even more. Which that's three people that you're not running the same storyline with them, but they're all justified in being pissed off right now with other stars, and that's Drew, it's Seth, and it's Kevin. All of them being pissed off about Cody, the Usos, Sammy, all of them teaming back up with Roman or Punk.
That's true.
I'm liking
Yeah,
it.
too.
I'm liking that that the Bloodline storyline is starting to have a ripple effect. That's like not directly making stories Bloodline storylines, but having that little tie back to it.
Yeah. I'm talking with it now. And so
I am fucking with it hard.
after Monday Night Raw, we got a vignette posted of the Wyatt Six on X. This just I caught some of it. I didn't catch all of it, but what I caught was salvation, freedom that we cling to. If it's salvation you want, then we will give it to you. Flesh, red blood surging, we take and we take. But I offer you a gift. A beautiful storm forms in your hands. Grasp them shut.
Oof.
Tonight's main event.
This
This is gonna be the main
is
event.
so
This
good.
needs to be the main event. If it's not,
It
I
better.
riot.
I riot too. This has to be the main event. Wyatt Six deserves main event every time they're on the show.
Bro, I see shit and people are like, this Wyatt Six shit sucks. They're so boring. It's so bland. Brother, less is more with them.
Less is more, for real. Yeah, you don't. I don't want them on screen every single week cutting promos and stuff. I want like just a couple frames of like glitchy text or something per week to let me know that the Wyatts are still watching over the Raw roster and just waiting to see who they need to target
The
next.
New Day.
It's literally like Sting in WCW back in the day where he would just sit up in the rafters and stare at people and not wrestle at all.
And he would.
It's like
I think it's
the
because.
Wyatt Six are like,
Well, I don't. I think Bray got the same hate. I mean, obviously, you weren't a Bray fan. Like, you're more of like this type of Wyatt reality than the fantasy Wyatt reality as
yeah,
well.
that's fair.
And so, I
Yeah,
mean, I think honestly, this this just I really hope they gotta make this thing a street fight. Like, dude, having this as a street fight would
Got
have
to.
been better than having against American Made.
Yeah, for real.
I think this would have been a better street fight.
For real. Like, let AOP, like, let them two hosses cook with freaking Eric Rowan and Joe Gacy.
Dude,
Big Mega
Dexter
Man,
Loomis flying through the
Smacker
air.
Man me.
Oh my.
Oh my god, bro.
I'm telling you.
Next one is gonna be soaring. Rowan's gonna be ripping off barricade chunks and swinging them around at people again.
That shit was
That was
crazy.
crazy.
Oh man.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
excited for tonight's Monday Night Raw though.
Yeah, me as well.
So
It's gonna be a good one.
let's get it.
So, with that being said, are you ready to move into
Yeah.
SmackDown? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we open up the show with a recap video from Survivor Series. Everything with the Bloodline match, everything with the women's match, the U.S. title, all of it. Then we cut to Cole and Corey at the announcer's desk, and they talk about all the injuries suffered during the men's War Games match. We start off with Bronson Reed, suffered a broken foot and a broken ankle, required surgery on that hoe. He is out indefinitely after the tsunami off the top of the cage. Insane. They did a close-up shot of the ankle, like as it hit the mat. It looked like it turned to jello. It's not okay. And then we hear about Tongaloa, who suffered a torn bicep thanks to CM Punk whacking him with a damn toolbox. He's out indefinitely, also required surgery. He already had surgery on that, I'm pretty
Torn
sure.
bicep.
And then the worst of them all, Jimmy Uso broke his toe.
Yeah, that's Jimmy. Ooh,
Big
so
Jim, Big Jim broke his toe. He's out indefinitely after the Uso splash off the top of the cage to Jacob Fatu. Now we go to the Street Profits and B-Fab walking into the building. They have a tag match with the Motor City Machine Guns, who are also seen walking in at the security check-in. Going into the show, though, Apollo Crews is trying to check in and gets stormed past by Solo. And right as he tries saying something, Fatu walks in on that Fatu
On his
shit,
Fatu
along with
shit.
Tama Tonga, and they kill everybody. They kill the security, they kill Apollo, and everyone's gone.
Everybody died.
They start walking in the building. Everybody dead.
my
Everybody
God, he's
gone.
there.
My God. We then go to Cody Rhodes making his entrance
Cody
for
Rhodes.
SmackDown.
Cody
Cody
Rhodes. Cody,
Rhodes. Cody
Rhodes. Ah, shit.
Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
God, we love France. We gotta take a trip to France whenever the PLE over there.
So we definitely do, for sure. Just take a quick drive
Fuck that.
across the ocean.
Yeah, that's true. Damn, I gotta get my passport. Still gotta do that. All right, good to know.
So, Minneapolis, Minnesota, what do you want to talk about? He goes on about the return of Saturday night's main event. It's where legends come out, it's where stars are seen, and all he wants to do is look forward to making history at this event. The first ever Saturday night main event in however fucking long. And there's only one thing that he can think about, and it's Kevin Owens. Surprisingly, this is when American Made's music hits, and Chad Gable, with a microphone along with the rest of American Made, walks out.
Gable's a bum.
He calls himself the greatest athlete to ever come out of Minnesota.
No.
Forget all the others.
No, what about Tiffy time? What about Tiffy
Yeah,
time?
I was gonna say.
Come on.
I was gonna say, forget about Tiffy, forget about Brock,
Fuck Brock.
forget about all
Fuck
of
Brock.
them.
Like, only Tiffy.
It's Chad.
Only Tiffy.
It's Tiffy.
It's Tiffy time all the time.
He says that he's talked to Nick Aldis about getting transferred to SmackDown because of the Superstar shakeup or some
The
shit
Superstar
happening
trading.
with the move to Netflix. Superstar trading.
So that just
Yep,
tells you
sir.
Netflix does not want fucking Chad Gable at all.
Ah, damn! They just kicked him. Netflix doesn't want Chad Gable so bad that they kicked him off of Raw before they're even
I
on
think
Netflix.
they're trying to get Mello though because what happened later is in the what happens later in the show.
I'll definitely dive into that. I'm excited. He calls the crowd simple-minded and gullible, though, and says that when Cody arrived, he was an inspiration to him. Says that dressing up and playing the part is easy, but what isn't easy is being a good friend. Dressing up and playing the part, as in like You're pretending to be the top guy, like everyone loves you. You're the champion. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's not easy as being a good friend, a loyal friend, like Kevin Owens is. Who's not a good friend is Otis. He's ungrateful. He's a bad friend. A good example of a
That
bad friend.
idiot
Calls
Otis.
Cody Rhodes that idiot Otis. He calls Cody Rhodes the definition of superficial. And this actually got a pretty good crowd reaction, I feel like. They all kind of went, ooh. All Cody thinks about is what everyone thinks of Cody Rhodes. No matter who he has to step on, he calls Cody out for teaming with Roman. And Cody fires back, says that he'll be friends with the crowd before, well, he says nobody wants to be Cody's friend at the end of it. Then he says that he'll be friends with the crowd before saying how disappointed it is that Chad is saying all of this right now. He sees a lot of himself in Chad Gable, and they both had to struggle to learn from failure. After all, Chad was Shorty G at some point, and Shorty G, you're talking to Stardust. And ain't no way the crowd started chanting for Shorty G and Stardust
Shorty
until
G.
after that. That's
Shorty G.
crazy.
Shorty
That is
G.
crazy. Oh my god.
That was funny as fuck.
Cody then asks Chad what happens when he fails again. When he aims for the title, like he aimed for the Intercontinental title several times, and he once again falls just short. Does he go after Brutus? Beat him up again? Does Ivy get caught in the crossfire and get hurt? Does a young star like Julius fail because of him? Chad yells that it's enough of Cody talking and says that he's the guy to take every opportunity, and he's whooped his ass if he doesn't have, or he would whoop his ass if he didn't have a suit on. Cody challenges Chad to talk to Aldis later about them having a match in the main event, which does get made official at some point.
Superficial.
Superficial. I mean, Cody could start leaning into a lot of this, really.
I hope he goes heel.
And yeah, like the more all of this gets talked about, it's more of like, are y'all like really trying to turn Cody
I'm telling
heel for a
you,
portion of the
after
audience?
he drops the title, that's when you make him go heel. I'm
Maybe.
telling you.
I'm thinking so.
Because
Because like at
then
that point, he should really
you
just be
know
seen with having nothing.
you know who's a good pick for him to do it on? Fucking Randy Orton. After Randy wins the title,
Goddamn Randy.
Cody snaps because now Cody has no more friends because he tried being everyone's friend. And now, dude, it's just a whole thing of Cody just going off. And that's who we get our return of Brandy Rhodes as his manager.
Oh no.
Just like
That'd
his
be crazy.
and it
Oh my
is in
gosh,
AEW.
bro.
The ultimate heel Cody Rhodes. Give it to me.
Ultimate heel
Take
Cody
my money.
Rhodes. Go full Homelander with it.
Take my money.
Take my money. Shut up and take my money. I would be throwing money at the screen if that's what started to happen, honestly. He would cook as a top heel.
Oh.
But then Cole starts going into the transfer window that's happening before the move to Netflix that we kind of just talked about earlier, where some stars from Netflix, God damn it, NXT, Raw, and SmackDown are all kind of going to be shuffled around, which makes me wonder what kind of NXT call-ups we might be able to see in this, because there have been reports saying that there will be NXT call-ups with the move to Netflix in this shuffle.
I think Ethan Page and Trick Williams, Roxanne Perez, and probably Cora Jade.
Oh man, dude, every single person that you just listed off there is good to go right now on the main roster as a main eventer.
I don't know about her promo
Especially Ethan
skills,
Page.
but
I
her
love Ethan
in-ring
Page.
work is good. When I'm talking about Sol Ruka, I like Sol Ruka's in-ring work.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, her shit's different. I fuck with her shit. Like her finisher, have you seen that shit?
Nah,
Bro, she like leads them into the ropes and then does a front flip into the ropes and catches them basically for an RKO. It's kind of badass.
what? That is insane.
I'll have to find it and I'll send it to you.
Damn. Oh yeah. But then afterwards, we go backstage. It's the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair, talking to Naomi, and Bianca is ready to find whoever took out Jade, and Naomi says that she's ready to help once she deals with the triple threat match later. Chelsea and Piper walk in after Naomi walks out to go get ready for that match, and Chelsea talks her shit to Bianca and mocks her for losing in the women's U.S. title tournament. Bianca then starts pointing fingers at Piper for attacking Jade, and this is when the two of them attack Bianca, laying her out in the corner, just beating the shit out of her. That's about it. But then, oh my gosh, one of the highlights of the night, because huge, huge crowd reaction, because it's Tiffy time!
It's Civvy time all the time.
All the time. Tiffany Stratton walks out and the arena explodes for her in her hometown of Minnesota. Damn straight, as they should, because it's Tiffany damn Stratton. Put some
Civvy
respect.
time all the time.
It is the final United States Women's Championship triple threat qualifier thing, though. It's Tiffy Stratton taking on Naomi, taking on Elektra Lopez. And throughout this match, Elektra shines early until Tiffy puts a stop to it. Naomi tries standing on Tiffy and ends up falling backwards into the ropes, but catches herself pretty well, I thought. Naomi's pretty athletic, so a fall like that's not going to do much. Naomi starts popping off on everybody until Candice LeRae causes a distraction, but she still hits a split-legged moonsault to Elektra. Tiffy then tosses Naomi out of the ring thanks to the help from Candice and is able to hit the prettiest moonsault ever for the win.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you did not catch it on our last episode, there might have been a spoiler for this match. Perhaps.
Maybe given by me. Who knows?
I'm actually I was really happy about this match. For me.
Yeah, I was extremely happy about this match that Tiffy won. If anything, I got Tiffy going to the finals and facing whoever on the opposite side of the bracket ends up going there.
Because Bayley fights.
Because I kind of like.
Who's Bayley fight?
Bayley fights Chelsea.
Yeah.
Bayley fights Chelsea. Tiffy fights Michin.
It's going to be Bayley versus Tiffany.
I'd like Chelsea versus Tiffany.
Chelsea gets her lick back.
Give me Chelsea Green.
Chelsea gets her lick back.
Chelsea gets her lick back. Chelsea gets her lick back.
Bro, you can play it into
I do like
that Tiffany gets unpretty her, and it so-called breaks her nose. And she wears a mask, and now she's not the prettiest moonsault ever. It's the ugliest moonsault ever.
Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, I love that, dude. You could play such a mean girl, like, high school feud between these two on the roster.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be so good.
Like I know I don't like the idea of using the Money in the Bank on a mid-card title, but you could tease that Tiffy gets so pissed off that she's about to cash in on Chelsea at some point, but Nia is just like, bro, what are you doing? Like, you gotta use that on the Raw Women's title, or thinking that she's gonna do that and not cash in on her type shit.
Right.
Just something I would like to see, at least. We then go to backstage. It's Byron Saxton running backstage to the Street Profits right after they got jumped. Again, been a lot of attacks on these two episodes this week.
God.
Profits are laid out backstage, and Aldis walks up to the guns. He's all stressed out and shit. Explains what happens as Johnny Gargano walks up. He says that the Profits are out, and Johnny wants DIY in. Aldis is very hesitant on all of this until the Machine Guns accept it. Because, you know, they're Johnny's friends. Or so they think. So they clearly accept this gladly for their
Who
buddy.
done it?
I think it was Ciampa and Johnny.
I think it was just Ciampa, to be honest. But Johnny knew about it.
That makes sense. Johnny's obviously in on it.
Yeah, I think
But
Johnny
yeah,
was definitely in on it, but I think it was Ciampa's doing.
Definitely think it was Ciampa's doing. But now a match next happens. It's Bianca Belair taking on Piper Niven. Piper dominates early from help with Chelsea on the outside. Bianca fails the KOD first, but after taking a suplex, she hits a huge spine buster. Piper drills a big power bomb to fight back, and after going up onto the ropes for a Vader bomb, Bianca takes out Chelsea before
Piper bomb
the KOD onto Piper. No, she picks up Piper, gives her KOD. Right. Onto Chelsea.
Yeah, she was.
And damn crushed her ass. Fucking insane.
It's time. It's time.
But yeah, Bianca wins it. Not much here, but then we learn, well, actually, in just a minute, I'll talk about what we learn about from Piper. Shot of the interview room of Kevin Owens getting ready to because he has an interview with Michael Cole
I feel
being
so
set
bad
up
for Michael
before
Cole.
we get a hype video. Me too. That was probably that was probably like my favorite segment on the show, though. In all fairness,
Mm-hmm.
it was pretty funny at some points. But then we get a hype video for Shinsuke Nakamura saying that, yeah, I told you I was gonna win it, fucking Survivor Series and all that. I told you LA Knight sucked, but LA Knight doesn't suck. We all know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the megastar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me talk
yeah.
to you. Yeah.
We then go to Bianca consoling Naomi backstage after her loss, and Byron walks in asking if Bianca has any idea on who attacked Jade because he can disprove Piper Niven because he saw her in catering or some shit during the attack, so it couldn't have been Piper. Bianca then and Naomi then agree that it's on site with whoever attacked Jade once they find it out. And oh man, I think it's Naomi more and more, man.
I think
I
Jade
really do.
comes back and looks and tries to or no, I think Jake comes back as Bianca and Naomi are cutting the promo. Say after Royal Rumble, it's the first SmackDown after Royal Rumble. We know Jade's back because she was in the Women's Royal Rumble, and guess what? Jade comes out as they're talking, and Jade goes, "I know who attacked me. It was Naomi." And as soon as this camera pans back, Lash Legend and Shakari Jackson come in and start jumping Bianca and with Naomi, and then Jake comes start coming down, but Numbers Gang gets them both, and we see the new big three standing tall.
I like that. I like that genuinely. I like that trio teaming up against Jade and Bianca. Can I offer a different way of her revealing that it's Naomi though? I would have Bianca and Naomi in the Rumble itself, and essentially Naomi's calling the shots. She's like, Bianca, I think it was her. I think it was her. And so throughout the entire match, they're beating down people together and eliminating them together because Naomi keeps accusing people of being like, Bianca, I think it was her. I think it was her. Like, so that's kind of what they're doing throughout the entire match until number 30 walks out and it's Jade Cargill. She immediately walks into the ring and just boots Naomi straight in the face. No hesitation. And she's like, it was this bitch right here. Then the Raw afterwards, this is when Naomi, I do like that pairing of Lash and Jakara with Naomi, though.
Mm-hmm.
I do want that trio. So you can either do that the Raw after or in the weeks after. Definitely like it. Cooking with that. Then afterwards, we go to Shinsuke Nakamura, our new United States champion, walking down to the ring. A badass entrance. I like it at least. I like the mask. I like the face paint. I like the whole presentation.
I do too.
Until he doesn't even do shit though. He literally doesn't do shit before we hear LA Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
His music hits before Nakamura can do anything. Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking at the sort of excuse for the United States champion, or looking at the sorriest, fuck, I cannot talk, excuse for a United States champion he's ever seen. Cheap shot, cheap win. You ain't the real deal. The real deal is LA Knight after Raw. He wants his rematch, and he wants it now.
Yeah.
He says Shinsuke only attacks him from behind and uses the mist when they are face to face.
Yeah.
So he came prepared. So he pulls out
LA Knight.
the LA Knight mist blockers and puts them on. Yeah. I got a pair of those. I got a pair of the LA Knight mist blockers.
Oh, God.
He then gets into he's about to get in the ring when Andrade El Idolo's music hits. I was pretty surprised by this. He walks out, and instantly I started thinking, oh, time for another U.S. triple threat match.
That's what I started thinking. I hate to say that.
And he said that he is here to finish business with Nakamura. And as he gets on the apron, he's pulled down. And it's like, what the fuck? And he's attacked by Tama Tonga, of all people.
Yeah.
And then the Samoan werewolf. Yeah. And then we hear, I love you, Solo! As LA Knight gets his head taken off by Jacob Fatu
On
with
his
a super kick.
shit.
On some Fatu shit, bro. Solo gets in the ring, and Nakamura's kind of standing there. They're like looking at him, and they don't touch him yet. And then black goo starts running out of the corners of his mouth. Like, okay, freaky. I get you. A weirdo.
Nakamura standing
But they
his
kind of just
ground.
stand his ground. I don't like. It's like he's a snake or some
That's what I'm
shit.
saying.
He's like, I'm venomous. Don't come near me. It's like, what the fuck, bro? It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
But like I said, I like the fact that Solo and them kind of just let him leave, where they're just like, all right, we ain't gonna fuck with this guy. Just let him go.
I love you, Solo.
I love you, Solo. Solo, the fake tribal chief, though, he gets the microphone, and to anyone who thinks the bloodline is finished or that they're weak, to anyone who thinks they ain't the ones anymore, they can step up because they will get laid out every single time. Solo is tired of not being taken seriously. He's tired of being taken as a joke. Y'all can laugh all you want, but I'm still the tribal chief. He still sits at the head of the table, and he still has the Ula Fala. Anyone who steps up can do what all the fans are about to do. Minneapolis, acknowledge me. I'm I liked it. Genuinely, I kind of liked this for Solo. Like,
Fuck you, Solo.
fuck you, Solo. Yes, yes, but this keeps less is more. Like sometimes, I think we can all agree with that. And this was like, yes, they lost their match at War Games, but they're still like running muckshot on SmackDown with no one controlling them. Like they still got Jake fucking Fatu.
Honest
Like, what are you
Fatu
gonna do
shit.
to him?
Like, come on.
On some Fatu shit. Like Roman still hasn't taken the Ula Fala from him, even though I think that like he pinned him in Survivor Series, so that kind of should have been it.
Yeah,
So he kind of should have gotten the Ula Fala after that, but whatever. I guess it has to be a singles match.
it's what it is.
It is what it is. Just gonna bring it out until Mania, perhaps.
Yes.
Not against it. Then backstage, Johnny Gargano talking to Tommaso Ciampa, and he tells him that they got a tag match. It's about to happen. Ciampa's still not completely happy though, and says things still aren't fixed. They have tonight, and if things don't go their way tonight, then from now on they do things Ciampa's way. He storms out of there, and Johnny just looks sad. He just looks sad. Then we get a little home video that gets sent in. It's Kevin Owens in a car, and Kevin Owens says that he doesn't want to go into the Minneapolis for an interview with Michael Cole. He's at SmackDown, but because he's been kicked out of the venues these last few weeks, he's just not going to come inside. But fuck that. It's like, y'all don't want me here anyway, so I'm not going to come in
Oh my
there.
God.
He then tells everyone that if Cole wants an interview, then they can do it outside, in the parking lot, in his car. They're in Minneapolis, y'all. It's like 20 degrees
It
there.
was 20 degrees in Minneapolis.
Cole, pull Cole. Yeah. Shit was nuts. I love Kevin Owens, though. He's funny. Then, oh my gosh, the swerve and a half that happened next. We go to a WWE Tag Team Championship match. It is Motor City Machine Guns taking on DIY, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, and this thing was just a story and a half the entire time.
I love this.
I mean, Ciampa, I loved it too. Ciampa was pissed, so he immediately stomps Saban into the corner until Shelley tags in for some double team. Johnny tags in, but he doesn't strike him. He just starts grappling him, starts bringing him down into the ground, just not punching him or nothing. Ciampa's pissed and aggressively smacks Johnny to tag himself in throughout the match. Ciampa, Johnny aren't on the same page. At one point, Ciampa even kicks Johnny right in the face. Once Ciampa regains control of the match, he tags Johnny in, smacking him on the chest and ordering him around, get in the ring, whoop their ass, and actually try to win. Ciampa yells and shoves Johnny to the ground once he's back inside the ring, and Johnny gets pissed. He shoves Ciampa to the ground now. They're screaming at each other. Ciampa screams that we're done before storming off to the ringside areas, throwing a tantrum like a child. Johnny and the Guns mix it up for a second, but when the Guns are about to hit Skull and Bones, Ciampa distracts the ref with a chair in hand, and Johnny boots Saban right in the penis and super kicks Shelley and looks at Ciampa with the most shit-eating grins on their face. Johnny just goes, "Oh, well, that worked." Tagged him in, meet in the middle, new tag champs.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wow.
I had thought I was like, if they lose, then this is either Ciampa's way. So meaning Ciampa is gonna turn on Johnny, or what if Johnny? No, fuck. What if Johnny planned on turning heel all along and just tried to put
I think he
devil's
did.
advocate?
I think he did. I think this has been their plan the entire time that they were gonna, because I think that they're trying to build off of everything that happened in the past
Right.
in their NXT breakup, where they're like, well, if we start teasing that we're gonna break up, everyone's just gonna bite hook, line, and sinker for it. So then at the last second, when we get what we want, we can just swerve them all and get the tag titles.
That's true.
I freaking love this. This is like, I fully thought that like Ciampa was gonna turn on Johnny in this match. Like I was convinced of it, and right up until Johnny switched up that move and kicked him in the dick, and I'm like, oh, no shot.
Oh, so
And then just to solidify it even more, they start celebrating with Candice LeRae
I was
backstage.
so happy.
So so now that trio is somewhat associated with each other again. Now as heels, man.
You can't do Dexter anymore, but give me Austin Theory with these three. And give me back what the fuck was their team called?
The Way,
I think so.
whatever it was.
NXT faction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was The Way. It was Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, Austin Theory, Indy Hartwell, and Dexter Lumis. So you're missing two of the members, but
Well, one of them is a murder chicken right now, who follows around Uncle Howdy.
that's true. Yeah. That's very true, actually.
And then we don't. Yeah, and then Indy's just a sad case.
Yeah, and bring back Indy Hartwell. Come on now.
Just for this.
I'm so serious, dude.
Yeah, I agree.
There was more to her.
I agree. Should bring her back. There was more to her, and this was awesome. Just genuinely awesome. I thought. We then go to the parking lot. Michael Cole leaves. Actually, well, he leaves after the match. Goes to the parking lot, and he ain't got no coat on and no shit. He gets out there. He's like, Kevin, what the hell are you doing, bro? Come inside. We're trying to have an interview in here. And he's like, I'm not going inside. Get in the car. He's like, I'm not getting in the car. Kevin's like, bro, it's cold. Get in the car. Eventually, Cole just gets in the car because it's damn Minnesota in winter. So KO says Cole is the #1 Cody fanboy, and he can't be an unbiased announcer at all. KO runs down everything Cody has done, and specifically goes or asks him, "Hey, who left in 2016 after not being happy with their opportunities? It was Cody Rhodes. It wasn't me. I stuck around. I dealt with everything. Cody's the one that bailed. Ever since he came back, it's all about Cody. Cody Cody says the Usos and more specifically Sami Zayn all helped Roman, but KO doesn't care about the Usos, and he's gonna cross. Or Cole said that about them earlier, but KO says that he doesn't care about the Usos, and that he's gonna cross that bridge with Sami when he gets to it. WrestleMania match? Question mark.
Possibly.
I would love to see this.
I'd be interested in
build
it.
to a Mania match. Me too. But he ain't worried about that right now because, as he said, he'll cross it when he gets to it. Right now, he's focused on Cody and his betrayal. Cole tells Kevin to look in the mirror because he's the problem. He's the one that stabbed Cody in the back. He's the one that pile drove Randy Orton's skull into the mat. Hell, what the fuck, Kevin? Kevin then kicks Cole out. He says, "Go, get out of my car. Leave my rental vehicle." Cole then gets out, and right before he leaves, Kevin goes, "Hey, one more thing, Cole." And Cole walks back, and he just rolls the window up right in his face, like the Simpsons damn thing, bro. Just drives away afterwards, leaves the arena, or so we think he leaves the arena.
So we think.
We then get, we think. A rundown for next week takes place now as Bailey versus Chelsea Green, along with Michin taking on Tiffy Stratton, happens because the finals of the U.S. tournament are going to be taking place at Saturday night's main event. Hell yeah. I'm excited for that.
I am too.
Then we go to the backstage again. Gunther The World Heavyweight Champion is seen shaking hands with Nick Aldis before Mello walks up, and Gunther kind of just like scoffs at him and just walks away because he ain't shit compared to Gunther. We all know. Mello wants to know why Nick can talk to Raw guys, but not him. Aldis says that, you know what, Mello? Well, after this, he's like, man, I'm your number one draft pick, all this shit. And Monday Night Mello does be sounding pretty good right now. So maybe if you don't give me some opportunities, I might jump ship over to Raw. Aldis looks at him, he's like, okay, how about this? I got something special for you planned in next week. Just for you, champ. Like, number one draft pick. It's all for you. And something interesting happened on social media before this episode of SmackDown,
Oh,
where Carmelo Hayes retweeted a post from a fan where they said, well, the actual tweet was something along the lines of Carmelo Hayes versus Penta El Zero Miedo is a match that would change my entire existence in terms of like my wrestling viewing. And Mello retweeted that
ooh,
and just left that bitch up. So, I'm wondering, maybe Penta shows up next week? Maybe not. Maybe it is something like more like
I
sensible.
I think he goes to
But who
Raw
knows? Perhaps.
as a program. Hey, have him go to Raw. Make him have a program with Dragon Lee, and then as
Who, Mello?
yes, no, no, no,
Or
no, no, no,
Penta?
Penta.
Or, no, Mello.
No, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean
Okay,
Penta.
Penta.
Penta versus Dragon,
Okay,
right? And
okay,
as
okay.
Ray Phoenix's contract is finishing up because he's still there till what? Isn't it the rest of this year?
I don't, it's sometime into 2025. I have no idea.
Oh, damn, yeah, well in 2025. So let Penta and Dragon Lee have a thing for a little bit, and whenever Ray Phoenix can get out of AEW, have him come in and attack Dragon Lee during one of Penta and Dragon's matches, and then that's where Rey Mysterio has to step in. That's where you have that like that fuck
No,
that
I know what you're
program
saying.
basically. What I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I like it. If it's not the same thing that Triple H always did with his booking, where it's I have a Latino faction here and I have a Latino faction here, and so I'm gonna make them fight. How long was the Legado del Fantasma LWO feud? Like that
That shit
shit
was
was a
annoying.
long ass time.
You could do two
So I
Hispanic
would
factions. It's
personally,
just you got to do it right.
you can. I just don't want to see them feud. So I would honestly, you can even if you wanted to put them on SmackDown, you can still put Penta and all them on SmackDown, and then you can move Ray and Dragon onto SmackDown if you wanted to,
That's true.
and then you could just you can run it on SmackDown and keep if you want to do the Mellow program real quick.
That's also true. I didn't think about that.
But
Okay.
I definitely really like the idea of doing Penta and Phoenix versus Mysterio and Lee at some point. It's because that's a just dream match for me.
Yeah.
Period. Like that would be a phenomenal match. But like at the same time, I'm thinking of all the like Triple H. Like I have this group and this group that are basically the same, and I'm gonna make them fight to see who's better. And so I would like to see some them do a little bit different things when they initially come in, if that makes sense. Maybe have them feud with like American Made or have them feud with Street Profits or something like that, and then move into the Luchador feud.
That would be
What are your
better.
thoughts on
Yeah.
that?
Honestly, I think that would be better if anything. Instead of just having the
Hmm.
go lucha versus luchas.
Hmm. Like I definitely, like, I'm not trying to shit on the idea of Lucha versus Lucha. Obviously, like I just said, it's a dream match for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I definitely want to. I'm hoping, man, hoping they show up. It'll be exciting. But our main event was pretty freaking cool. It was Cody Rhodes. It was him taking on Chad Gable. And this is going to tie heavily into Saturday night's main event. And something that I kind of asked you last episode of Carmelo Hayes' match with Cody Rhodes. It's, did Cody hurt his leg a little bit last week, and now it's even worse this week after everything Gable did?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm thinking so. I mean, immediately throughout the match, Gable picks Cody's leg, targets the ankle. Gable completely dominates, almost getting the ankle lock, and hits a flying headbutt. Cody then hooks Gable on the top rope and delivers an inverted suplex. It looked like a top rope freaking crossroads for a second, not even lying. Cody hits the slam and disaster kick before countering the chaos theory. American Made is sent to the back as they drag Gable away from a Cody cutter. Chad pulls Cody's boot off and puts the ankle lock on the foot with no ankle. And so he's just raking that thing and just breaking it, just trying to destroy every single thing in Cody's leg. Rhodes fights out and attempts the crossroads, but Gable picks the ankle again in a fucking clean counter that I thought. I loved that. After rolling away from a moonsault, Cody stands Chad up on his head like a fence post with a crossroads for the win. And Cody's not even able to stand up because of that ankle, so he's just sitting on the mat. And Kevin Owens didn't leave the arena. He gets in the ring from the crowd, and he's wearing a Dusty Rhodes shirt, which I thought was a pretty nice touch because he was wearing a Cowboy Bob Orton shirt when he took out Randy Orton.
Yeah, I did notice that.
And he just starts stomping on Cody's ankle, just like twisting his foot on it, trying to do every ounce of damage that he can do, basically showing that last match he was hesitant to target Cody's injuries. Now he's just going to straight up maul it like a dog.
As he should.
They brawl for a while as the shows come down, and the shows close as they're brawling, and they're trying to separate them. Like, they're not even able to get them apart before the show closes out.
Dude, I thought we were gonna get fucking thought we were gonna come back from commercial and hit that. Oh God.
Yeah.
So
Oh my god.
that was
I'm
interesting.
excited for Saturday's main event. What are your thoughts on a Kevin Owens win?
I don't know.
And then Cody wins it back at Rumble.
I mean,
Cody wins it back at either Rumble or the first Raw on Netflix.
I don't know. What do you think? What are you thinking?
I like that. I like that a lot, actually, because for multiple reasons. It shows Cody's kind of unraveling a little bit when it's a more personal matter. He kind of unravels somewhat. You can kind of paint it in that light, so that when we eventually do the Randy Orton feud, he's like a mess essentially. He's like, I'm like not able to do anything. And then it's what I was talking about with Shinsuke earlier, where like when you turn heel like this, I think a good way to justify it is to win your feud, is to win the big match that like you turn heel for. And so if he beats Cody Rhodes, even for a 2-month title reign, then like that just plays into the Kevin Owens character. I feel like even a little bit more to give him another short title reign, because he's the guy who never gets the title or gets the big title run or the big title reign, but he's a 2-time champion at that point though.
That's true.
So he's got that accolade, but he's really only held it for like a total of like 5 months. Been world champion in WWE in his entire career.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Because Roman Reigns was hogging that bitch for 4 years.
Yeah, no shit. No shit. But I really am. I was hesitant on it when I first. It's not my pitch. I've heard it online a lot. I'm sure you have as well. And I'm buying it more and more as we get closer to Saturday night's main event. I'm not even lying.
I could see it, honestly.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, once again, we mentioned it, I think last episode, where like this is sort of tying more into The Rock. Like if you wanted to tie the lines back to The Rock with this whole Kevin Owens thing, if this is the direction that it ends up going, who knows? Then I don't like Kevin wins it. Like he wins the title, then Cody Rhodes wins it back, and then that can piss off The Rock to the point where he's ready to come back now for the Royal Rumble. Where like I sent the bloodline after them and they failed. Roman Reigns came back and I sent more of my team after him and they failed in War Games. They failed at Bad Blood. They failed at War Games. They failed at fucking in the Steel Cage when Solo challenged Cody 1-on-1 on SmackDown when Roman helped him. They beat him at Crown Jewel, yeah, but like fucking did they even beat him at Crown Jewel? I think they did. But
What?
nonetheless, then they lost at War Games.
Yeah.
And then Kevin almost gets the title away from him and then loses it again, and Cody gets the title back. It's time for the final boss now.
The final boss. The Rock.
But with that even being said, WWE's moving forward with plans as if The Rock isn't involved in WrestleMania at all.
That is true.
So he might not even be at Mania.
He's going to be at WrestleMania. It's in Vegas.
What does Cody do?
It's in Vegas.
But what if what does Cody do if The Rock isn't there then?
Him versus John Cena.
Oh my God!
Cena's better than Ric Flair in the sense he got all 16 with one company. Flair did it with like 4.
Oh my God! Holy fuck, brother! That is wild.
Listen, brother.
I would have John win 17. I want that noted. I don't know if I would do it at WrestleMania against Cody though.
And Gunther.
I'd have him be Gunther. That's a good one. I like that a lot. I like John beating Gunther for the world title, but I also have Gunther just not having the title at all going into WrestleMania. I got John fighting Logan Paul at WrestleMania, bro.
John fighting Logan Paul?
Yeah.
Bro, how the fuck?
I got John Cena versus Logan Paul.
Make that shit make sense.
John just needs to go on his podcast.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah, like it's funny, but I'm not kidding. When we do our WrestleMania predictions video, which we will do, like one of mine is John versus Logan.
That's crazy.
That is a crazy one. But damn, oh damn, it's true. It's damn true.
I'm gonna.
Wow.
I'm gonna need some time to think.
Yeah,
that shit got me going. No, I'm kidding. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for WrestleMania. Gonna be Las Vegas, Nevada, April 19th and April 20th on Peacock.
Yes, sir. 419 and 420. Let's go. It's gonna be the best WrestleManias ever.
Let's get it.
But that's all I got for Raw and SmackDown review. You got much else you want to add?
No, that's all I got as well.
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for listening to another episode of the AR Wrestling Podcast. Be on the lookout for Saturday night main events, preview show, prediction show, and our review show that'll be coming out in the coming weeks and days. Make sure y'all go to our socials, Instagram AR_wrestling_, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, AR wrestling_. Go to Apple Pod, iHeartRadio, Podbean, put in AR Wrestling Podcast into your search engines. Go to YouTube, type in AR Wrestling 1020. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you.
Thank you.